opinion. And welcome to the smAshlight segment, where we take a pause on the daily space weather and we talk about whatever we want. Seems like a good time to be on fire right now. By the way, our forum's on fire. It's smashomash.com/forum. Up to nearly 1,300 users now. Thanks everybody for setting up logins. This is totally free, and if you'd like to contribute, you have to set up a login. That's totally free also. There will be a paywall coming eventually at smashomash.com, and the details of that are secret. Let's talk about China. China, it's Chinese COVID-19. It's from China. China, it's from China. By the way, China and Russia have completely revealed themselves as nearly powerless entities that people are going to fearmonger you about. China is a complete paper tiger, and Russia is a complete teddy bear. Stop being afraid of these countries. The people in those countries are just like you, and the governments of those countries are just like yours. Highly ineffective and overpaid. Lawmakers in Canada and Scotland have pointed to the U.S. as an example of failed coronavirus containment. Oh my God! What are we going to do? Canada and Scotland don't like what the U.S. has been doing. Several foreign lawmakers have described, such as Canada's Ontario Premier Doug Ford, have called the U.S. response reckless. Oh my God, it's freaking reckless. First Minister of Scotland, Nicola Sturgeon, used the U.S. surging cases as a way to remind residents for the need to practice social distancing. We're going to talk more about this momentarily. So what's your stance on lockdowns and mask wearing and herd immunity and so on? What's your stance? Let us know in the comment section. Let's talk about more Yahoo News articles. The Dixie Chicks are now no longer known as the Dixie Chicks. I guess they're now known as the Chicks, I guess. And I guess that's not supposed to be a sexist, derogatory term. So they've dropped the nickname for the states south of the Mason-Dixon line, Dixie. And what are your thoughts on all this rebranding? Do you think it's smart, idiotic, pointless? Do you think it solves racism, or does much of anything? Let us know in the comments section. Anyway, another popular country band, Lady Antebellum, shortened its name, changing Antebellum. So it's known as Lady A. Now, I don't know how much TNA she's going to show, but thank goodness Aunt Jemima's brand is going to be rebranded, because, oh my gosh, it's so racist to have somebody's face on a bottle of pancake syrup. I'm going to show this just for a second because I don't want to get banned. And let's talk about Covidiots. Somebody's been walking around with an amazing mask. Oh my gosh, I think it's by Gucci. Please let us know if you know who Joe is wearing. No Malarkey Joe says as president he would require face coverings in public. Oh yeah, just what we need. We need the federal government to require face coverings because, you know, wearing a mask is so effective, pardon the sarcasm. Apparently they make a gigantic difference according to the presumptive 2020 Democratic presidential nominee. Oh man. By the way, part of the reason why personal protective equipment doesn't work when the government just decrees that everybody wears it is because training is required in order for personal protective equipment to be effective. There are techniques just for simply taking gloves off, much less wearing masks. If you're not trained, you probably don't know what you're doing. And let's talk about Governor Tom Wolf reminding residents that wearing masks is still mandatory in businesses. Well, thanks, Tom. Very helpful of you. We greatly appreciate that. And we greatly appreciate your Covidiotic Physician General, Dr. Rachel Levine, also. Now, neither of these people are qualified to tell us anything about anything, but apparently now, since these two ingenious bureaucrats right here are in charge of Pennsylvania's health, they're making America suck, by the way, and it's up to you to make America not suck. So, Mansa, let's talk about the requirements before doing a bike race. Hey, thanks, Tom. Tom, have you decided to move to Bangladesh yet, or Sri Lanka? I hear mask wearing is just wonderful in those in those countries. The worker safety order from Health Secretary Dr. Rachel Levine requires all businesses to require both customers and employees to wear a mask. The order requires businesses to provide masks for workers to wear during their time at the business and make it a mandatory requirement to wear masks while on the work site, except when an employee is using break time to eat or drink. Employers may approve masks obtained or made by employees in accordance with Department of Health guidance. In other words, literally any piece of cloth over your face is fine. And that right there is Pennsylvania's leading Covidiot. Let's talk about the requirements of what I'll have to do if I race today, which I'm planning to, but it's probably going to get rained out. So we're wearing no numbers, which I'm all about that. There'll be no track access. In other words, we won't be able to warm up or do anything on the track. We'll have to just warm up in the parking lot, on the roads, and the Bob Rodale Fitness Park. At the start of each event, an initial group of 5 to 10 entrants will be brought to the infield 10 to 15 minutes prior to their event, but only after the conclusion of the preceding event, if any. All entrants must clear the screening questions and temperature checks at the front entry gate, and then you've got to line up outside the main entry gate in order to and enter in order at a time as one at a time as each rider finishes. The process will reset with different event/distance taking place. You got to leave immediately, and all athletes and coaches will be required to wear masks at all times while inside the venue, except when they are actively riding on the track. Athletes will be required to cross the bridge and should be wearing non-cycling footwear while entering and exiting the venue. The only equipment permitted will be your track bike, your helmet, and your shoes. So, yeah, okay. Your coach can enter, and by the way, here's what's going on. It's a bunch of timed events, and I guess I have the greatest probability of anybody of actually being on. And there I am. I'm heat number 5 in the men's standing start 4-kilometer time trial. By the way, we are also on Instagram, and I can't talk today. I don't know what's up. And yeah. So we always post up exclusive stuff there. Thanks everybody for tuning in on YouTube, etc. On BitChute, we are also there. Thanks to all our new subs. We've been putting up highlights every day. And one more little point to make during today's smAshlight section. Again, what were the benefits of locking down? Were you aware that states that didn't lock down ended up with better results than ones that did? Just let that sink in. Sentinel, the nonprofit news source of Kansas Policy Institute, confirms our research by reporting the following data. Lockdown states have an overall 13.2 unemployment rate, and open states have a 7.8 unemployment rate. But we're talking about health outcomes. Turns out that in terms of health, lockdown states have nearly 4 times the death rate from COVID-19. If you want to read this one, it's located on the American Institute for Economic Research site. And here ends today's smAshlights section. Please tell your friends and tell your foes. Tell your neutrals. Tell your science noobs and tell your science pros.